So how to record incident and accident reports within the care environment. The bits we're going to cover today is what is an incident, different types of incidents, the reporting process, ensuring compliance, and evidencing safe care and responsible reporting. So this is exactly what we're going to be going through today, and we will be using the Standex Care 2020 system powered by CareBeans to show you and demonstrate how to do incident accident reporting. The process is the same for using your own system, but obviously we use the system which is probably one of the best, and it covers everything you need to do within the incident accident reporting process. So first of all, what is an incident? So when we refer to an incident, we're referring to an occurrence that may have caused harm or injury to a service user, staff member, or visitor. And this might require investigation. It is an occurrence that needs to be referred to a senior level to be actioned appropriately. Each form is similar in its layout, but may have more specific questions. So as you can see, when we go through the incident accident reporting system within the Standex Care system, there's different forms for different incident, accident, falls, near misses, etc. So different types of incidents that can be reported on the Standex Care system is obviously an incident, and this is any unplanned event that causes or had the potential to cause harm or injury to a person. For example, an upstairs door onto the balcony was left open, meaning someone could walk out and put themselves in danger. Someone with dementia or a self-harm risk. Okay, so that's one type of an incident. Next, we have an accident. Something that has happened unexpectedly or unintentionally. It may have caused harm or injury. For example, a door slammed shut in the wind, trapping service user's fingers, for example. And then we have falls. A fall that may need further investigation. Any fall, doesn't matter about its severity, so it's any fall. A near miss. This is an event that narrowly avoids harm or injury to a person, but could have caused injury. So for a service user who nearly tripped over a carpet that had been loosened but did not fall, this may need further investigation to remedy that, obviously, to make sure the carpet's pinned back down. It may have been a slippery surface on the floor and they didn't actually fall, but they may have slipped. Things like that. And then we have behaviour. A behaviour is an episode of behaviour that causes or had the potential to cause harm or injury to a person. A service user became distressed and violent and needs a recognised physical intervention to help reduce this behaviour and lessen their distress. So these are the kind of things we're going to go through, and I'll show you the examples of these as well. On these seminars, I actually print the incident accident reports that we've done, our dummy prints, and you will actually receive a copy of all of them as well. So you have all the information you need. There's also medication incidents, a medication incident where there has been an error in the process of prescribing, preparing, dispensing and administering, monitoring or providing advice on medicines, e.g. a medication has been given correct dose, incorrect time, things like that. And then you have any concerns. So you've got concerns like any occurrence that concerns a staff member because it may have led to harm or injury to a person or persons. A manager is worried that a service user is becoming withdrawn and isolated. That might be a concern. And then lastly, we have safeguarding. So any occurrence where there is significant risk of abuse, for example, physical, sexual, emotional, or neglect, e.g. a manager is concerned that a service user is being physically abused by a visiting family member. So you can do a safeguarding on that if you need to, obviously. So how to report an incident on the system. This is stage 1 of incident reporting. So I'm going to now go into the care system. This is a simple login screen that we use. And to report an incident, we have this button up here. It's a little triangle. Okay, and this is how we can report the incident. So if we click the triangle, this then takes me directly to the incident accident reporting system, and it's all integrated as part of the Standex Care system. So this is where you can decide what incident you want to record. Okay, so these are the kind of incidents that we've just gone through. So you've got incident, accident, fall, near miss, behaviour, medication, concerns, safeguarding, etc. So what happens here, if I click incident and create one, it then creates the correct form for that. If I then go back, I'll cancel that, leave that saving. If I then go into another one, such as medication, create medication, it will then change the form to suit, obviously, the incident that we're referring to. So this will go through each of these, leave that saving. It doesn't matter which one you go into, it will then create the appropriate form. Okay, so I'm going to go through some examples of this as well. So we're going to go through an example of one of these. So we're going to choose, which is probably most prevalent, we're going to choose the falls. Okay, so we're going to go into a fall and we're going to create a fall. So what we have here, up here, this obviously shows you any falls that have happened in the last 24 hours as well. So we have another fall. So everyone's aware that there's a fall. You can't duplicate a fall. You can actually see when a fall's happened. So you're not duplicating it at all. So this form is auto formatted. So the first thing is, where did it happen? Okay, so all of your locations are in here. So we can, for example, say it happened in a bathroom. Okay, what happened before the incident? So on here, this is where you will actually write what happened before the incident. And this might be unknown because you may not have obviously been there, but if you were there, you could say what's happening before and she was getting in the bath. But I'm going to say it was unknown. Description of the incident, you could say I came into the bathroom, into Carl Cooper's bathroom, and he was on the floor. And then what immediate actions were taken? So this is where we can say 2 carers used appropriate techniques to get Carl off the floor and make sure he was physically okay. So you can obviously write your own bits and pieces in here. I'm just doing this for an example. The examples you get will be more detailed, but as we're doing like a little short webinar today, and this allows you to take photos as well. So if you're using a mobile device to do the incident accident reporting, you can actually take it from mobile. Alternatively, if you've got a camera, for example, you can then go into your picture library here and you can add pictures, and there's a little picture of me. So you can add pictures of the incident accident, which is really good for identifying if there was anything awry, and also for CQC demonstration. This is what we did, this is how we did it, and this is where we found the individual. So it obviously safeguards yourself and the home. So what caused the fall? And obviously you can say unknown, or it may be you've seen and you might have looked on the floor and it might have been a wet floor, for example. It might have been a wet floor, for example. Recommendations, make sure floor is dry at all times. Floor is dry at all times, and do regular checks. Do regular checks to make sure floor is dry. For example, that's just a nice little example. So here we go, who's involved. So this is where you can then find people in the system. So Carl Cooper, that's the person who had the fall. Comments, he was okay, but had a red mark on arm, for example. So the injuries here, it might have been a bit of shock, and it also might have been the potential of a bruise or red arm or whatever. And then what you can basically do here is you can use your body map. Okay, so you can actually mark on the body where the issue, and it may have been skin, or it may have been a pain. The issue, red mark on arm, for example. You can write your notes, you can take a photo of it, you can alert the manager and hand over. and then you can save it. And that will then save the mark on the arm, and you can then provide appropriate actions for that mark. But it's demonstrating that you've recorded a mark on the arm for this incident and accident report. Who was informed? And it might have been the manager, and the manager may have been Brendan, and I informed because I was the one. But if you also informed the family, you may have recorded a family member, and it was Brendan that did that. And you might do this retrospectively as well, so you may not do it straight away. You might obviously do who's informed. So you can go in and edit and update these whenever you want. So again, you can record when that was evidence. And then who witnessed the incident. If there was no witnesses, you can obviously put witnesses of the incident, and they can add a statement as well. So you can actually get a statement. It might have been another resident, might have been another member of staff, and the date recorded auto defaults the date and time it was recorded. Okay, I'm not going to have a witness on there. And then all you basically then do is you save and submit. Okay, that will then save and submit the incident, and you can see it on here now. Okay, so that's what you would do as a carer. And then you've got the reviewing of an incident. So this is where the managers get involved. So once a record has been recorded, the system is very intuitive. So what it basically does on here, it will actually email the manager, and you can also get them to send a message to the management. So what that will do, it will email manager. So this is like settings. So if a manager will always know, it'll email her to say there's been an incident in the home, and that will get directly sent to the email address. You can also get a message sent internally into the system here to say an incident has occurred, and you can see there's an incident here. Okay, so you can also get it to message you internally in the system, and you can get it to send you an email. So once the manager knows that there's been an incident, you'll see here incidents today is 1. So if we now go down here, you can now see this is the incident we've just done. So what the manager can now do is they can view the pictures, they can change the status. So there's a reporting status, under investigation, review required, or closed. So first thing they'll obviously do is have a look at the incident. So this is the incident. The carer also has the chance up here to update this up to 480 minutes after the incident's occurred. So if there's not enough information, the manager might say, can you add more information, please, to the carer? They can update from here, okay? But for the managers, you've then got a little bit more to do than the carer. So this is where you'll make the decisions. Is a RIDDOR required? Is a risk notification required? And these obviously just, they're accordions, so they go down. So here's for a RIDDOR, a risk notification, a safeguarding, if a safeguarding is required, CQC notification, social services CHC notification, or a police notification. Okay, so that's up to you. If they're not required, you can tick these off and say they're not required. It's an internal matter. This also gives you the option to add commentary. So more than one person can get involved with the incident. The operations management dashboard, where all this is recorded, is you have different access levels. So not all the carers won't be able to see this. This will only be for management or senior carers, depending on what status you want to put them on the system. So you can all write notes on the incident and keep everyone involved within the incident, so you can add them. Okay, so you can all write notes, different people can write notes, so you get a nice dialogue of what's going on. You also have the option to add further actions and recommendations. So you might be doing a review of the incident in a week's time, for example. So you can then go here and say, right, we're going to review it in a week's time, and that will report there. So you can then change it to say it's under investigation, or you can say a review is required. And we're going to do the review next week, 11 o'clock. So, and this might be, further actions might be, for example, tomorrow, contact family. So you can do different dates and times Luckily, there's a spell check. So I'm just typing quite fast. And then you'll have a reference number, but the reference number is auto created as well. So you've got reference number 380 here. So, but you may have a different reference, but we put 380. And then this is where you'll do evidence of debriefing, any follow-ups and the outcome of the incident, and then you can save it. So I'm going to press save on that now, and I'm going to change the status, and it'll all save it. So in the event CQC want to see anything regarding this incident accident, obviously you've got your mark on the arm there. You can print this, and this will then print out the whole of the incident accident report. Okay, so it has everything you've ever done on that particular incident accident. So it makes it quite nice, and it's all in one place for you as well. So that's pretty much the reviewing stage. You've then got reports and incident and analysis. So a lot of systems don't have really good reporting systems, but on our particular system here, what we have is we have the ability to run incident accident reports. So down here, there's two ways you can run them. You have the incident accident report here. Okay, and then you can filter anything you like. So if you want to see all your falls, for example, you can then filter and who was involved, date of the review. So that's one way that you can filter and you can review the incident accidents on the system. Okay, so you can do falls, near miss, etc. You can just select what incident you want. You can do it by review date, status of the incidents, anything that's under review. You might just want to see the reviewed ones under review, and you can see all the review status and when they're needed reviewing. Okay, so that's just one example of how to do it. We have an analytics dashboard. So this is where you can do your incident analysis. Okay, so you can create a date range. So you might want to do for the last 3 months, for example. We might want to do it for the last year. So if we go back and do half a year, for example, this then demonstrates, load the dashboard. So these are all the types of incidents, so falls, near misses, behaviors, medications. This is where the incident occurs, so you can see it changes the incident as in the room, and then how many are closed, how many are review required, how many are under investigation, how many under reports. You can also do it by location, you can do it by incident type, or you can do it by resident. But if you click on one of these, like falls, it'll then demonstrate all your falls here, or you want to see all your near misses. So it's really, really easy to find out who's involved, what happened, just by clicking one of the donuts here, and you can click the different ones, like there's 3 concerns reported, there's 7 near misses, 22 falls. So that's really good data, and you can view these and you can print them off if you need to. So it's really quick and easy to grab your data. We do have an extension to this as well, which is down here on our incident accident reporting. Our reports into report management. What we have here is we have an incident summary report. So generate, and this will give you a really nice summary. So it's more of a visual summary. So here you've got number of incidents by zone, number of incidents by location, number of incidents by type, number of incidents by resident. Okay, so it pretty much will tell you what your issues are in your home, and where the incident accidents happened, number by the location, number of incidents, and by carer. But you really might want to delve into more information than that. So what we have is we have another report, which is an incident trend report. Okay, so what we can basically do here is we can go back to, for example, June. So you can go back as far as you want on these reports, and you can do it by resident, or you can do it for the whole home. So I'm going to generate an Excel. So what this does, it drops it into an Excel format. And what you can now do here is you can actually see in a more visual basis, and you can provide bar charts and graphs from here if you want to. So you can see incident by location and by the total amount of incidents, and you can see in the month format as well. You can also see by type, so how many falls you had, how many in June, July, so you can see what the pattern is. You can do it by resident. So you can see Carl Cooper and Sally Webb had lots of incidents and issues. Who's recording the incidents? So you can see Lucy, Carl, Vikas, they're recording a lot. Other people aren't, so there may be an issue. Incidents by zone. So you can zone your home. So we have ground floor, first floor, second floor. So what you can do here is you can see the main issues for your home are on the ground floor. 35 incidents, accidents, falls in that area. This is great because then you can proportion staff to an area, or you can see why is everyone falling in the ground floor. And then you have really, really good data, incident by time. So you can see when the incidents are occurring. So down here, your most popular is probably here, which is 12 o'clock till 4 o'clock. Is there any particular reasons for that? So you can cut and dice this data, and obviously you can highlight the fields on here if I enable editing. You can highlight these fields, and you can create charts if you want to off this as well. So you can just press create graph charts, and that will then give you some nice charts if you want to. So you can manage the data any way you wish. Okay, so these are really nice, and you can insert tables. You can basically do whatever you like, or you might want, for example, a bar chart, and it might be a 2D bar chart. And there's your chart, and it will show you what your major incidents are and what times, so you can see the times of your incident. So it's quite simple to cut and dice the data, and you can change the chart format any way you like. So lots of chart formats that you can do with the numbers on as well. So this is great for evidencing if you need to at any time regarding incident accidents. So I hope that makes sense to you. So that's pretty much all for this webinar. I will be sending you the incident accident. So we've done some really, they're more thorough than I did on my falls, but we've done some more incident and accident here. So I'm going to show you, I will be sending you these as PDFs. So you can see what kind of format that we've done and how we've actually gone through the process and what changes we've made. This will hopefully give you an idea how to do a thorough incident accident reporting, and how obviously a digital system such as the Sandex Care system can help you. Obviously, if you are interested, if you're a non-customer and you're interested, please call us or email us here, and we'll be quite happy to give you a free demonstration of the system. Obviously, there's a lot more to the system just of incident accident. It's a complete care management system for you. It can do all your care plans, all your meds. It can do all your care planning, your risk assessments. And we have other webinars on the YouTube channel as well that you might want to investigate. So it's a fully integrated, fully alerting care plan system.